Hello and welcome to the Diva Talks live show. Thank you so much for joining. Tonight, my special guest is Miss Margot B. Hey, Margot.
Hey everybody, thank you for having me.
You are so
What's up,
welcome.
girl?
I'm about to forget that whole Margot stuff because I don't call you that, but I just called you so people would know who my special guest is. What's going on, sis?
What's up, big sis? How you doing, girl? You was looking really cute.
So are you. Thank you so much. Thank you for
Thank
taking
you, thank
time out of
you.
your schedule to chat with me tonight. So listen, before you tell everybody who you are, for those who don't know you, and I know everybody know you, but for those who don't, I want to tell the backstory of how I met you, and then you just go right into your story first and foremost.
Okay.
So I think it was about 13, 14 years ago when I met you, and I met you through Ray Sean Stevens over at Diamond Styles Boutique. And Ray Sean does a fashion show. She was doing a fashion show for her son, rest his. And Margot and I, along with others, was working on this fashion show, and we would be up all types of night because we wanted to make sure that the fashion show was right, and it was. It was a sold out fashion show, and it was awesome. Called me. We had just hung up, and she called me back. Mind you, it was 1 o'clock in the morning, and she was like, "I just wrote this poem, and I want you to hear it." And I says, "Okay." So she says this poem and bop, 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 bop. And she was like, "Do you like it?" I said, "No, I love it." And she goes, "Okay, so what I want you to do is when the show opens, I want you to read the poem." I said, "Absolutely not." And she looks at me, she like, "What?" I said, "Oh no, absolutely not." She says, "But you said you loved it." I said, "I do." I said, "But you're gonna do it." And she's like, "Oh, no, I'm not." I said, "Oh, yeah, you're going to open the show and you're going to do that." I said, "You wrote that. You're going to do it." She's like, "Sis, listen, I stay behind the scenes. I don't want no parts of it." We went back and forth, and needless to say, when the curtain rolled back, Miss Margot B was up there doing her poem, her poet. Just, she killed it, okay? And that was the start of a relationship. She asked me to be her manager. I became her manager. We did some awesome things together. And it's been history from there. And so I'm going to let you take it from there, sis, because you killing the game. Tell everybody who you are and what you do.
All right. So for those who don't know me, it's your girl, Miss Margot B. Um, yeah, so I do spoken word, and that's exactly how we started. Like her and Ray Sean just kind of threw me to the wolves because I ain't know I wasn't stage ready, but they felt I was stage ready and threw me in there, and it was game on ever since. And whew, when I tell you, I have spoken word has really done a lot for me, like from opening up for artists, for opening up and doing shows for the Masons and Eastern Stars, to the Domestic Violence Coalition, to Buffalo State, and countless other things. Like there's so many I can't even remember. Oh yeah, Sisters to Sisters, which that was Express Entertainment with Ja and Marvin. Yeah, like
The
it was
Divas
just
50th. You can't forget that. The Divas 50th.
oh yeah, the Diva 50th, which was the party of the century, by the way, for those who missed a good one.
Oh my goodness.
But yeah, it was just been ongoing ever since, and I just stuck with it. I just really stuck with it. But I have been writing, and here's the funny thing, right? Because I have been writing about spirituality and God at a young age, and I didn't even know until like you know how like you do your spring cleaning and you go through, and I was finding like old notebooks, and it was poems and poems and poems in there, and I was like maybe from 13 to 14 writing about this stuff, but I never did anything with my writing, and then it turned into, oh goodness Lord, I done went through it all. Like I was a battle rapper, I was I was a poet. And then I had sung a little bit until I realized that I couldn't hold a tune. I could only hum. And then
And that's how we're humming.
girl, I could hum a beautiful note. And but yeah, it was just ongoing from there, and just the love of creativity just kept going. And I found the love for designing. I found the love for decorating. I found the love for just people in general. But like the whole writing thing, I've been writing for a long time, and it was actually um, my mom and grandmother. It was like passed down because my grandmother could write.
Mhm.
You know, my
That's what I
grandmother.
was going to ask you.
Mhm.
Where did that come from? Where did the writing come from? And where do you get the inspiration for the writing? Because that's not easy.
It's not easy, and well, you know what? Let me stop lying because I look, y'all know I'm gonna keep it real dealing with me. Y'all
Keep it
gonna get the
real.
real. It was nothing but God because
Mm.
it's just being observant and seeing is what's going on around you and giving that prayer and feeling the urge to want to say something and you don't know what to say. And I would pray. I would pray
Wow.
before I write, and it would just come out. And I'm talking about poems that everyone, find very powerful for them, have been written in like 5 minutes, 8 minutes, 10 minutes, 12 minutes. Like it, so I know it's nothing but God. You know what I'm saying? Nothing but God. And but yeah, to give like a background story, like my grandmother was a writer. My
Okay.
mom is actually a writer. Well, my grandmother could write and sing, and my mom could definitely write and sing. That skipped me. I can't sing, but
Oh yes.
they were writers, and my mom actually had a couple things published in the Challenger as I was coming up
Ooh.
too. And I remember seeing my mom, like she would throw on her jazz, girl. She'll have her glass of wine and her pen and her pad and just start writing. I got her books too, you know.
Wow. Yeah, she's powerful in writing, which I didn't know that. The singing I knew, and the praying and the hugging. I'm gonna
Mhm.
tell you, if you need a hug, she gives you a
Yes.
hug. Mama Mitchell will give you a hug out of this world, but singing didn't get you, and that's okay because the poet definitely did, and you kill it. When you watch Amanda Gorman, she was the one who was at the inauguration. What were your thoughts? Because you stuck
Hey.
on, you said something about praying, and she said she had did the same thing because she didn't think she would be able to do it, and
Right.
she just killed it. So, what were your thoughts when you saw her?
I almost cried.
Mm,
I almost cried. And because like I said, like it's the genuine love that I have for people and want to see everybody doing good. So see someone that young and that talented do something as big as she was doing on the scale that she was doing it on, baby, baby,
right,
made me
that
look at
part.
my child like, what you doing? What you
Oh my
doing?
goodness.
Okay,
And
like, but yeah,
speaking of
she did
children,
that.
your daughter, you have two and a son, you have a set of twins, but
Mm-hmm.
your older daughter, she is very talented too in her own right. Talk about your family a little bit.
Oh, wait, child. Whew. I guess I'll start with them Lee twins. Them Lee twins, as you know.
Oh yes.
Auntie Diva, Auntie Diva.
Oh yes,
Yeah,
yes.
that
Love them.
journey. Ooh, that journey. She might be the one I have to put hands and feet on, y'all. Like
Oh
she
my
give me a
goodness.
run for my money
I love
every
it.
day. But no, my kids, they never. It's never a dull moment in my house. Never a dull moment. They are
I
super
bet.
smart, very energetic. But like, and this is why I tell people, well, seeing the light in your kids and speaking life into your kids already, they'll be 5 on the 28th. And I see that their little personalities are growing. Like, I feel like Journey is going to be very athletic, and so is Jace. Jace is going to be my athletic techie son, and Journey is going to be, she's like into dance and want to do gymnastics. Like, she wants to try everything. And so, as her mama, I'm going to let her try everything until she find her little niche and speak life into that. Now, my
I
daughter,
love
my
it.
oldest daughter, she just turned 20. She is
Wow.
very talented. I know, right? She is
Cannot
very
believe it.
talented. She has a voice like the singer skipped me, but it definitely hit her. You know what I mean? And
Awesome.
so, like,
Yes.
she has a voice that will bring you to tears, and she is in her last year in college and in the nursing program as well. So, yeah, I'm super proud
Mm,
of my babies. I'm super proud of them.
as you should.
Yeah.
And besides your mom being your number one supporter, your number one supporter, the hubby. How's
Oh
he?
yeah, hands down. Okay, like whew, when I tell you that man is like the yin to my yang, we
I
balance
love
each
it.
other out. and he's always motivating me. Like he's one of the people besides, a couple of other people that when I do my poetry, I go over when I have an idea about something, I talk it out with him. And he's there, pom poms ready, like, look, okay, we'll do it like this. Or if I say, if I don't get the poem right, because I have him look at the paper as I'm speaking it. And he'd be like, nah, you got to push that out from your diaphragm. Like, he's that person. You know what I mean?
Well, he did something right because you won Poet of the Year. So
yes,
he did something right. Kudos to you. Well deserved. Congratulations. Super proud of you. Just seeing how you didn't want to be upfront and then now things that you're doing. You had spoke of your older daughter, and I know that you and her were doing something on YouTube, and I believe it's Live to Inspire. What's going on with Live to Inspire?
Oh, baby, that is my other baby. That's like the fourth kid. Okay. So I'll tell you a little bit about Live to Inspire. Live to Inspire is a multi-platform company that's created for talented people such as yourself. Yes, you are talented too. Yes, I'm throwing you out there too.
Thank you.
But it's a place for people to come to talk about their craft, to get information on how to take their craft to the next level. They also can post what they do online. And it's just a community for everyone to come together and kind of talk about everything that they got on. Because you know what? The city of Buffalo gets slept on a lot. We have a lot of talented people here, okay? When you hear Buffalo, people mention Joe Public. Remember them? And then you remember they'll say, "Oh, the Bills, they lost the Super Bowl 4 years in a row or whatever." We're more than just some football and one major artist that you may have heard of. Buffalo has so many talented people, and you'd be surprised at how a lot of people are not on the forefront and saying, this is what I do. And then you find out, you're like, oh, wow, I didn't know that they did that. So, being that, also being that like one of the up and current artists that I'm always going to shout out because I love this crew is Golden Lingo. Also shout out to Taj the Great. Like it's people that's breaking waves here in Buffalo, and they're not getting a whole lot of recognition, and I want to be that for them.
Well, that's good. That's the same way that I feel. I think we were talking a little bit prior to getting on about shining a light, you know what I'm saying, on people, period. You know what I mean? But especially people here in our own city, you know what I mean? You may know about them or you may have heard about them and you haven't heard from them in a while. And especially during COVID, you haven't heard. So since we're talking about COVID, what is something that, being a poet, having a blog and things of that nature, what has COVID taught you?
Just sit down and be still. And I tell people, even though COVID had, took a lot of lives and is very unfortunate, it was also growth in that, because it made, and people be like, oh, the government did this, the government did that. No, God had to allow it. And I'm going to say this because who else could have shut down the entire country? Okay.
Say it again.
Entire country shut it down to where families were being reunited. People were taking interest in each other, in their kids, and in themselves, finding all these extra ways. Like he allowed everybody, a lot of people to lose their job. What happened? They got a sideline hustle. They started opening all these businesses, tapping into all these hidden talents. Like, come on. There was a downside of that, but you also have to look at it at the good side of it. And that's what life is, looking at it at the good side. People were able to bring in double revenue, unemployment, and having that sideline hustle. People were able to really have a heart-to-heart talk with their kids on safety and what's going on in the world, and have the kids work on your nerves so you can, as a parent, be like, hey, we got to figure something out. We going to make some stuff up. Like, it's a YouTube page that I have on my YouTube page that it was the backyard lava challenge. And we took stuff that was in our garage. Okay, we took stuff that was in our garage. Thanks to my husband, he set the whole backyard up. got everybody involved, and it was the most fun that we have
Mhm.
had. The kids still talk about it to this day.
I saw that. I watched it. I laughed watching it. But just simply sitting down having dinner.
Right,
People, we,
right,
we got away from that because we were so busy with the hustle and the bustle that we forgot to even sit down and have dinner with each other,
right, right,
even in the same room, So I agree with you 100% with stop, sit down, focus,
right.
refocus. We all need
Mhm.
that reset button, but we just forget to hit it sometime. But when someone hits it for us, we have no choice but to
No
sit
choice
down
but to
and
do
then
it.
and just start over. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
Before we get on to other things, what is some advice that you would tell a poet that was in a position such as yourself, where I'll stay in the background because you were killing it in the background, making sure everything was done, doing this, giving direction. You just didn't want to be on the forefront. So when you stepped out there, you found out you had a whole nother gift. What would you
Right.
tell a poet who's in that position right now?
Whew. Own it. If
Mm.
all you can think about when you go to bed and when you wake up is about writing, or if you have words that just hit you, or you see something and it gives you that inspiration, write it down. I don't care if you don't ever do anything else with it, write it down, keep writing, focus, and get your message out there. You always gonna run, let me say, oh, I don't have time, I don't have time. I don't have time to sit still. I can't do this, I can't do this because of that. If you have time to turn on your phone and search through Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube, guess what? You can do like this here and write it down in your phone. If you got time to use the bathroom, we take our phone in there anyway. Get it done.
Unfortunately, but we do.
Get
That
it
is
done
the
and then look me up so I can put you on too.
awesome. Well, before we move any further, it's Tuesday. And so for those who are wondering, what did I say that for? If you are not watching Miss Margot B Moments on Monday, then you are missing out on a great show. And that is you do it because you do it way better than I do. Give it to him.
It's Monday. You were here with your girl, Miss Margot B. And if you ain't have a chance to get it right done last week, it's a brand new week, y'all. You got a chance to get it right done this week.
Well, all right, all right, all right. So there you go, Miss Margot B Moments. Let's talk about Miss Margot B
Oh,
Moments.
man.
Where was that birth? Why was it birthed? And what is going on? And I love it, by the
Okay.
way.
So right now, I'm going to shout out my cousin, Dr. Peach. Okay. Because it was Donyetta. Coach Peach. Yes.
Really?
Life coach Peach. She was saying, she was like, I was talking to her. I don't even know. We catch up, we don't talk every day, but when we talk, we talk. You know what I'm saying? So she was saying, cause I was telling her something I was working on. She was like, why don't you just do like a video show? Like, you be putting them long posts up there. She said people ain't gonna sit still and read
Wow.
all of that. She told me, she said, they're not going to sit still. She said, just pick a day and stick to it and keep going. That's how Miss Margot B's Moments was
Are
created.
you? I
I'm
never
so
knew that.
serious. I'm so serious. And like, I remember the first show I did, and this is why I love Diana, because Diana is straight up no chaser. She was like, yeah, I ain't understand tonight's topic. Like, what you was, first of all, I'm like, you came in half centered. You're like, how you gonna tell me watch it halfway and then gonna tell me you ain't understand the topic? So then I was like, okay, so I gotta tweak this. So then next week I tweaked it, and it was just a growing process. You know what I mean? Like, she always, yeah, she pulled that one out.
That is
Gave me the
so.
green light, and it wasn't even like her necessarily giving me the green light. She gave me that confirmation I was waiting on,
That
because
you
I knew
needed.
I wanted to do something. I didn't know what avenue I wanted to be on. I didn't know, like, if I wanted to do just Facebook, if I wanted to do Instagram. I didn't know anything. I knew I wanted to do something. I didn't know how to go about it. And I was like, me, like, okay, well, maybe I just need to sit down and wait to see what God say. And then I had a conversation with her, and she gave me that confirmation. And it was green light from there.
He comes in so many different forms. And you know, I talk about Diamond Styles Boutique all the time. And Diamond Styles Boutique is definitely more than a hairdresser. We have had some church in there. We have had some crying moments, some happy moments. We've celebrated
Absolutely.
life. We celebrated birthdays. We've done everything. Shout out to Ray Sean Stevens over at Diamond Styles Boutique, 482 Niagara Falls Boulevard. And I'm telling you, I've seen you grow, and not just grow in age. I've seen you grow with Christ. I've seen your relationship grow. And when I watch your show on Monday and you talk about it, and you talk about it freely, which is what I love. Because everybody teaches on. You do what you feel, you do what you like, you service who you like, you know, you praise who you want. But you say you get your confirmations from God.
Right.
And you know your different topics and things of that, and sometimes your topics they're deep, they're really really deep, and it may touch, like you said, I'm not trying to touch nobody's soul, and I know you say that in a funny way, but you
Mhm.
are touching somebody somewhere every single time that you get on. So what are you trying to do with your show? I mean, I love it. So where are you trying to go with it? I know Danietta gave you that push. Where you see yourself taking it to the next level, because it's going higher.
Listen, wherever God lead me. You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
Like I did that prayer, like, you know, order my steps, God. Order my steps. I don't know exactly where you taking me, but I know you taking me. And so it's wherever God want me to go, that's where it's gonna go. That's where it's
Okay.
gonna go. I mean,
Well,
I don't. This is not the first time I had that. You know, people ask me that, and they were like, "Well, you don't. I don't know the final destination. I'm not about to put God's gift or what He's bestowed on me in no box. You know what I mean?
okay.
I'm gonna let Him do what He do. So as you see it happening in my life, maybe you'll be able to see it happen in your own life. You know, so wherever He
Mm.
take me, that's where it's going.
How has the report have been with people? You know, talking about the show. Do you get people who you didn't even know was watching come talking to you, DM you? You know, how is that going for you?
When I tell you now, look, let me tell you, I went to Friendship Baptist Church, and I believe I was there for a breakfast luncheon, and it was this young lady who prayed over me, and she told me, and it always happened that way. Like I've always been approached with, and it would be people that I've never met in my life, never seen in my life, no nothing, out of nowhere say you have a calling on your life. You have
Mm.
a calling on your life, and I and for a long time I was too busy doing me. I was running the streets, child. I was like, okay, let me run over this way. Like I don't know what they talking about. And then I gave up running, you know. So I remember this lady saying, she said, when it comes to you, it's gonna come to you, and it's gonna open like the floodgate.
Mm.
Okay, and it has. I've ran into people who may not have watched my show, and it was just at the right time, at the right moment. It was tugging at me to say this way, and I'm already a blunt person, and so I'll be like,
No,
Lord, you sure this is what
are
you want
you?
me to say? All right, here you go, baby. You need to wake up because you playing with God. Like, you know, like
Right,
it would
right.
just go, it would just go in. So yeah, I have people who, and then after that, you know, they would watch the show. I have people who have inboxed me. I have people who have found me on LinkedIn, who like my numbers listed on Facebook that text me, and I'm like, okay, who's this? You know, like flat out, like when it said opening like a floodgate, opening like a flood gate, you know. And
Wow.
I see a lot of my people up in here. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for tuning in, guys.
Awesome. Make sure you share it. Now you had some T-shirts out said hashtag Don't worry. Do you still have those T-shirts? And I'm going to ask you this before you actually answer that. Are you thinking about doing poetry again? Will you hit the stage again when things open up?
When things open up, yes. I mean, why not? You know what I mean? Like if that's something that presents itself, or you know, I get confirmation on, yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I'm not about to put God in no box with me, and all this talent
Okay.
that He's bestowed on me. I'm not about to do it. You
Well, you
know,
already
so
know.
yeah. I mean, I still write to this day. Every time that I think of something, see something, or am I going through something, I write it down. You know, I write it down. I may be in the car and I'm listening to, it could be an ungodly song because I know I love music. Okay, don't judge me. I ain't gonna try. But
Right.
and I hear a song, and then all of a sudden it'll be clicking. I start thinking about something else, and I say like a line, and it could be like "Seek Him, Not Me," and I'll be like, "Oh, I like that title. Let me hurry up and write this down." And
Ooh,
as soon as I get time to sit down, and I go right into it. I
wow.
will go
Well,
right
I
into
actually, if
it.
you were going to go back, if you're going to do poetry, um, when things open up. But is there any way you can give me a little something now?
I knew you was gonna do it to me. I knew you was gonna do it
You
to
know
me.
me,
Of
right?
course.
All
Yes.
right, all right.
Y'all
But
ready?
before you go, I want to ask about the "Don't Worry" shirts. Are you still selling those?
So white worry shirts. I have a
Yeah.
ton. I have, I won't say a ton, but I have a lot of t-shirts that are blank that I could get printed up. But I am working on a collaboration right now,
Okay.
and that will all be listed on my website, which is live to-inspire.com. And also, I'll be having it up on Facebook where you can that direct order, click your
Okay.
size, what color you like, and they'll ship it right to you. Because that's a lot of work. That's
Well, all right. Well,
a
I'm gonna
lot
do
of
this.
work.
I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do this, ladies and gentlemen. I would like to bring to the stage virtually, of course, none other than my sis, my girl, my guest tonight, Miss Margot B from Miss Margot B Moments and Live to Inspire. Enjoy, baby.
All right, y'all. So this piece is called Seek Him and Not Me. I have seen His kingdom, His glory, and His grace. I have also seen the sad looks on your face. I was delivered from the storm and in the rain, and He has allowed me not to see any enemies gain. And yet I pray. In order to make it in this world, you have to be consistent, be persistent, and most importantly, be resilient. And it's a message in that, better yet, a major reality check. And if you know, like I know, even with the helping hands, it's still Him that you have to deal with at the end of your days. So you don't believe me? Well, okay. But be resilient as you are cunning. Be resilient as you are about running. Running a race that for some is a circle of hate. So let no weapons formed against me prosper. I'm only here to help guide you to your fate of life and not death, your fate of conquering the enemy's steps, snares, and traps, your fate of knowing God and living a life He has chosen for you, your fate of Him building a relationship with you. And yet I pray. I pray that this message draws you near. I pray that these words hit you most sincere. I pray that you feel His unchanging hand, and I pray that you seek Him to understand. So seek Him and not me, for I am not your enemy. I am just a soldier for God doing what is asked of me. Miss Margot B.
Woo! I mean, how better can we close the show than with that? Man, sis, you are amazing. I
Thank
appreciate
you.
you. I thank you. I applaud you. I am on the sidelines cheering you on. I am here if you need me. You already know that. These are things I don't need
I
to
already
tell you.
know.
I'm so proud of you. I am so proud of you, and I cannot wait to see what else God has in store. But what I want to do is thank you for taking time out your schedule to speak with me tonight. Thank you.
Oh, girl, you already know. That's big sis, everybody. Give it up for Divas Talks Live. If you are following me and you're not following her, you are missing out because your week can only get better. You can start your Monday night off with me at 7 and Diva Talks Live at 7 p.m.
That's my sis, y'all.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Yes,
And
thanks.
I'm just it's March. It's March, baby. It is March,
It's all
and y'all
about
already
you.
know.
Yes,
I'm in my
March,
happy
baby.
space every day, all day. I have my Pisces cup. I wish I had a March cup. But listen, studio audience, virtual audience, I appreciate you. You did not have to watch tonight, but you did. And for that, I appreciate you. Thank you so very much. And again, thank you, Miss Margot B. Listen, if you're not happy, you can't make anyone else happy. So you make sure you find your happy space and you stay there. I appreciate each and every one of you. I see you next week. I'll be 52 the next time you see me, baby. And stay safe, everybody. Have a good night. I'm out.